Hello everyone, Pally here. Welcome back to Heroes of the Storm. Hope you guys are having a great day today. Lucio was just added into the Nexus, if you couldn't tell already. The build I theory crafted for him in that earlier video that we did, I'll link it at the end of this video if you're interested, if you want an in-depth breakdown of all of Lucio's talents. It's going great. The build's going great. I don't think I would change anything. If we go ahead and take a look at this last match I just did, it was just a practice match. Lucio's only been live for probably 35 minutes or so. 54 minutes or so. But that's a lot of healing difference. That's a ton of healing difference. And I think the main reason for that was not necessarily team playstyle, but talent choices. So I'll go ahead and give you my favorite build for Lucio. Keep in mind I played him a fair amount on the PTR as well, so I kind of know what I'm talking about a little bit. And we'll see how it goes.
Oh, this is my jam!
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we find ourselves on the Dragonshire map today. The friendly team, Kerrigan, Murky, Zul'jin, Varian, Rin, and Lucio. The enemy team, Murky, Sylvanas, Lucio, Artanis, and Summerl. Get ready for a Lucio and Murky to be on both teams for a little while. Now, I do want to say for the record, I do think there are more well-rounded supports than Lucio. I don't think he's going to take Malfurion off of his throne unless the meta takes a pretty big shift. Because quite simply, he does dick for damage, with the build I'm going to do at least. We're going to go for maximum tempo. What we need to do with this quest is just have our movement speed activated, which is the aura we have on right now. We need to have that activated as we get kills with our team. Pretty easy to get kills versus a Murky these days, so we could go down there if he is in the bottom lane and farm up some kills there. And when we complete that quest, what it's going to do, quite simply, is increase our Amp It Up movement speed by another 15%. We're going to go ahead and switch over to the healing aura right now, and this is done by pressing the W ability. We have a yellow aura for healing and a green aura for speed. Again, as these targets die, we just need to make sure that we have our speed aura active for the quest progression. It's important to get these quests done as soon as possible, especially this first one, because you want the movement speed to help secure kills during the mid game when kills are actually very meaningful. In the early game, that kill on, who was it, Lucio, doesn't really matter that much. Like, it's not like a really big victory for us because we got it. But I should probably lane versus their Murky down here. So we'll go down here and we'll hope our Zul'jin's doing fine without us. Basically. Basically, that's the plan. Our Murky's getting a little bit low. We'll come in with our healing aura and switch it over to speed. Oh, I fucked up. I switched it back to healing. So I didn't get credit for that quest completion, but that's fine. You know, again, not a huge deal. We are a little outnumbered down here in the bottom lane. If they try to body block our Kerrigan, I'll just knock them back with our Q ability. Very small frontal cone knockback. Or I guess just a cone knockback. It's not frontal because we can position where it goes, right? And we're going to be using that just to kind of nudge these guys out of the way or back into Murky bombs like that. Later on, that can become quite strong, but as of right now, that knockback's not too big of a deal. We're just kind of using it for minor repositions on the enemy team. And then our E ability, what that does is it amps up the current song that we have active. So if we have a speed song active and we amp it up, everyone runs faster. If we have our healing song active like we have right now and we amp it up, well, everyone gets healed for more. And of course, as you can imagine, that's pretty good. Now, Lucio has a ton of sustain. He doesn't really have too many mana issues, and he's able to just kind of sit back and keep everyone around him alive as well, which is pretty fun. I mentioned that I think there's more well-rounded supports. There definitely are. But Lucio's so much fun to play. He's perfect for my playstyle, I feel like. We'll go ahead and try to get Kerrigan out of here with a little bit of movement speed and then switch over to healing to make sure she doesn't die to any ranged attacks there. And she's going to be able to make it out of here. Those kind of plays, even though they're small, still feel super impactful on Lucio, and I really enjoy them. We're going to switch over to Speed Song here and cut Sylvanas off as she's trying to run a... Did I get credit? I didn't get credit. Man, fuck. That's going to take some getting used to. I'm working on it, team. I'm working on it. The enemy team did manage to grab the objective, however, so we'll go ahead and skate our way over to the middle lane. You may notice that we are kind of wall running on our way over here, and that's actually Lucio's trait. Now, I mentioned in the theory crafting video that I thought it was a little gimmicky. I still kind of do. But you can alter your normal playstyle in a pretty meaningful way and really take advantage of that trait later on. And I'll try to show that off a little bit. Gonna go ahead and amp up the healing song here just to keep myself alive. We are taking some minion damage here. I'll go ahead and try to get them off of me. Switching over to speed song to chase down Lucio, kill, and that will stack up for our quest. You can see I'm trying to keep the healing aura open or up as long as possible, and then just swapping over to that to the speed boost, excuse me, to either secure a kill or just at the very last second to get credit for the quest. That's what I'm trying to do anyway. I've only successfully done it once. We are going to go for Party Mix level 7. Party Mix is just going to increase the range of our aura after we've healed, or after we've impacted someone with that aura for 8 minutes. After we've impacted our party, our group, for 8 minutes total throughout the course of the game, we will get a range increase on the aura. Did that make sense? This circle is playing. If the team stands in it for a total of 8 minutes, it gets bigger. There you go. Fucking, well, it's just overcomplicating things. What am I doing? And essentially, if you have more than one person in it, the time ticks up faster according to how many people you have in it. And after 8 minutes of this quest, it gets a lot bigger. And your basically your impact radius is significantly wider, and you can have a much bigger impact on the game, I think. Chasing down that Murky for another kill for our quest. We only need 2 more for that. We also got the quest in our Q ability to increase the radius after we have kind of booped people around. After we hit 20 enemies with our Q ability, the radius of our Q will be increased. That quest I don't think is as pivotal as the other 2. That's why I haven't really been focusing on it. But I will try to kind of boop these guys around a little bit more just to stack up that quest. I don't think we'll be going for the blind versus this particular team. Maybe we would versus... yeah, maybe we would actually. Let's go ahead and speed boost our way out of here. We will have to use the wall to kind of get away. We'll be able to out-heal Lucio just fine. Boom! It looks like I know what I'm doing! We'll go ahead and speed boost back in for our allies. I feel like I got credit for that, and I shouldn't have. I don't know. We'll go ahead and stay on this with Zul'jin, capture this for the team. Unfortunately, the enemy team does have the top shrine, so they are in control of the dragon as of right now. Looks like Murky's egg died to these, maybe? We are going to go for Sound Barrier. I definitely feel like Sound Barrier is the superior of the 2 heroic abilities. I've had way more luck with Sound Barrier than I have with the other, and it just seems like Sound Barrier is significantly more impactful throughout the course of a game. So in most situations, I would recommend that you pick that up. With certain comps, maybe the reverse amp would be better if you're just simply trying to keep enemies in a particular area for a long period of time. That would be the only real benefit to it as far as I can tell. We'll stay with Variant and Zul'jin here, heal these guys up, but more importantly, get progress on our quest, which we need like 400 more seconds on or something like that. So the longer we stay by these guys, the better. As we're transitioning in between lanes, I could have given him the movement speed increase, but he decided to mount up, so not a big deal. We'll just switch over to this song. As Artanis comes in, we'll boop him back. And then as he pushes it again, we'll boop him back. Oh, the minions actually interrupted Varian there. That sucks. I'm trying to tank him. Unfortunately, Artanis did get wind of our plot against him, and we did end up losing the top lane as well, unfortunately. So we're not going to become the Dagon right now, maybe in a little bit. Looks like Zul'jin was actually able to pick up a kill on the enemy team's Samuro, but Murky was able to take him down. So top is still going to be out of our control. I'm going to go ahead and swap over to Kerrigan here, get her healed up. Rourked. That is a weird name to say. Is it rocked? The accent mark's throwing me off, I think. And I think I added a W to the beginning. Anyway, we'll go ahead and channel this. Doesn't look like we'll be contested. Also doesn't look like we have anyone middle to receive the Dagon, so I'm just taking it over. Artanis looks like he's going to be taking bottom, though. That's fine. We'll just keep the speed song going until we get close to our allies. We can just keep it going anyway. Now, do we have... let's pay attention here. Let's go ahead and Bro Shield. That will keep our Kerrigan alive, no problem. I'll try to move this Murky kind of out of her way here. She is super slowed, super vulnerable to that damage, and I was trying my best to help. Do we have an Octo Grab coming out from the enemy team? No, we have a March of the Murloc. So I'm just going to go for Hardstyle, which is going to allow me to have a armor bonus whenever I interact with terrain with my passive. Now notice that you get probably 2 seconds of this armor bonus whenever you tap a wall. So ideally, as Lucio, you always want to be next to terrain, and you always want to interact with it for a very short amount of time just to get that bonus. And this is another reason why completing your quests early on is so important, because while you're doing this little wall tap, your area of influence is significantly cut off, because half of it is going to be on the other side of the terrain, of course. So this means that you're really limiting the amount of healing that you're able to do, because quite simply, half your team won't be in your radius most of the time, which is why it's important to try to get the expanded radius as early as possible. Zul'jin doesn't want to get this. I don't really want to get it either, but I'll go ahead and jump in the dragon for the betterment of the team. They need to keep in mind, though, that they will not have a healer while I'm in here, but we'll go ahead and we'll get some easy towers. Looks like the enemy team's still in the bottom lane, so again, easy towers. Can't quite reach the sippy cup. There we go. Just move forward a little bit and get this down. Still not being contested too much, so okay, we'll go ahead and back up here. We'll launch Lucio towards our base, I guess. 3 rotate to Murky and leave Dragon. Yep, yep. Oh, mind control coming out from the enemy team is gonna wrap up our Taz Dingo, making it so he can't leave. I'm just gonna defend with this. We don't have numbers advantage, and really, as long as we denied them from having the Dragon at this point, I think that's fine. I don't think we really need it. We'll go ahead and knock this guy back. Looks like Sylvanas rotated down to the bottom lane, and Murky actually secured the keep there. Pretty happy with that. I'm at least gonna get the sippy cup and then we'll leave. Now, I don't feel like this was actually too much of a waste, because we were still able to split push effectively in other lanes. I got my team enough XP to hit level 16, and I feel pretty good about that. And we'll be able to walk out of here no problem if Kerrigan wants to walk out of. Okay, there's the pro shield. Here's movement speed. Unfortunately, I can't amp it up anymore, and I'm gonna have to leave her. We should have just left immediately, but it looks like she will get out okay. We're gonna go for Heliotropics now. Now, this is another example of why I should have completed my quest earlier, and they actually have a really good team for me to stack up quest completions for this particular ability on as well. Heliotropics, what it does is a 2.5 second blind whenever you Q someone. That is huge, by the way. That's a massive amount of time. Blinds, of course, are going to be stopping the majority of the damage from Murky based on his build, from Artanis, from Samuro, and ideally you want to have your quest completed by the time you get to this talent, because, well, you want your Q ability to hit as wide of an area as possible to blind as many targets as possible. So the fact that I didn't complete my quest earlier simply means that I have to kind of make up time here, which is never really what you want to do. We're all just kind of fighting Murky here. Not a super organized team we got going on here today, but I'll just keep booping him around a little bit. Samuro is going to engage on me here. Hopefully Kerrigan comes up with for a little bit of assistance. We're gonna have to keep our, yeah, we're just dead. Well, so much for that help. All right. I'm not even gonna play a song in my recorder. I'm just gonna put it down because I'm sad. Let's see. So we need another 150 seconds on our aura. I've always tried to stay with my team here. It hasn't quite been working out as well as I wanted to. Go ahead and look at the healing done. We can see we're pretty even with the enemy team's Lucio. This map is not the best for like getting everyone in team fights, because as you can see, everyone just kind of splits off into their own directions and does their own thing. And having a split pusher like Murky on your team kind of emphasizes that as well. Looks like we're gonna lose 2 people down there, unfortunately. But I mean, all things considered, I feel like we're doing okay. We didn't notice this killing our buildings, and that sucks. Looks like Kerrigan's coming back to clean that up. Now we'll go ahead and boost down there to try to help. Never mind, she's ignoring. Okay. We can actually push these guys into tower range, and they might die pretty quick. Now, as far as damage to these, we don't have any. So I'm not even gonna try. Kerrigan is middle, and she wouldn't be totally outnumbered, but I think I'm gonna try just to take bottom. I'm gonna assume that she's gonna be okay. Murky looks like he's on his way to help her as well. And I would have. All right, they got the dragon. Okay, let's go middle. Let's go middle as fast as we can. That movement speed debuff from Murky really is noticeable. The mind control shouldn't be too big of a deal. We'll go ahead and heal these guys up. Switch back over to the speed song to get my last and final stack. Now we can move even faster, which is we desperately need it. We'll go ahead and knock back the Dragon Knight so we don't get punted away there. Pretty decent play. They got 0 value out of that dragon other than a Murky kill, so I feel pretty okay about that. And let's go ahead and let's get our team moving in the right direction here. Let's try to get a pick. I guess Murky is the only thing we see on the map, but I thought we'd be actually running into someone else on the way down. That's okay. That's going to be a free kill. And the team being this grouped up means that we're actually completing our quest for the time on our aura very, very quickly. We only need about 50 more seconds for that to be completed. So if we could all like just get together and push, that would be pretty fantastic. We'll go ahead and drop the bro shield, amp up our healing, and throw our Q out to mitigate some damage and to get lots of stacks because of course they were so grouped up. We have another Q ready in just a moment. We'll put that on our Tannis there. Just keeping the healing song going, just try to keep everybody happy, try to keep everybody alive, and it looks like we did that just fine. That's going to be a quadra kill for the friendly team, and we have completed our aura quest. So now our aura is going to look like this. Now that we hit level 20, we gain access to the bonus track, and this is one of my favorite talents in the whole game. We can amp it up, switch our song right at the end of the duration, and then switch it back to the healing, which allows us to get a massive amount of healing out in a very short time, effectively giving us 2 amp heals of, or 2 amplifications of the heal as long as we do the rotation right. And it looks like our Murky did go for the Endless March of the Murlocs, so we're going to be able to siege this down pretty quickly here. The Dragon Knight is becoming active again, but it looks like we're kind of splitting all over the place again. Either core or don't do both. All right, let's go ahead and amp up the heal here. And again, right as it's about to fade, we want to switch the track and then switch it back. We do have Bro Shield in 2 seconds. We should be able to keep some of these guys alive. Beautiful. Beautiful. Now, I did not do as much healing in this match as the last one because of 2 reasons. Number one, we were not grouped as much on this map. You're kind of all over the place, at least with unorganized teams. And the other reason is because I went for heliotropics to kind of try to reduce as much damage as possible rather than cooldown reduction on our auto attacks. Lucio had the best kill experience. I was just cold blood killer. I'm a cold blood killer, don't you know? I'll show you the talent that I was talking about. But what we did today was the maximum tempo chase the base party mix. So the 3 quest talents to start us off to get our baseline going. I should have stacked those up faster. Just for the record. Sound barrier, because I think it's superior. Hardstyle for the damage reduction item. I'm not totally used to fully utilizing this all the time. I'll show you an alternative talent you can pick up if you just don't like the idea of wall riding. Heliotropics we did for the blind, the 2.5 second blind on a 7-second cooldown. Again, that's fucking crazy. And then we went for bonus track at level 20. I really do like bonus track. Alternatively, we could have gone for, can you see it? No. Up the frequency, which reduces the cooldown of Amp It Up every time you auto attack by 0.35 seconds. And considering you auto attack a ton, it's actually a shit ton of cooldown reduction. And we could have gone for Back in the Mix, which just whenever we get stunned or silenced or we get put in stasis, we heal. That being said, the enemy team didn't have a ton of stuns for us or anything, but that went really well. Lucio is, in my opinion, the most fun support to ever be introduced to this game. Perfectly fits my playstyle. I love being super mobile. I love always trying to get into the action as fast as possible in this game. I think that's one of the reasons I like Illidan and Tracer as much as I do. And perfect fit for me. Which is funny because I actually don't like Lucio at all in Overwatch, but in Heroes, I think it's fantastic. That's going to be it for me today, team. Hope you all enjoyed today's video. If you did, please be sure to hit the thumbs up button, subscribe if you're new to the channel, and we will be taking a look at Murky again tomorrow because there's a tank build for him that I want to try. Oh.